Okay, last random video on a Saturday. I had energy today, so I'm making one of my favorite things to make, which is fried shrimp. Um, it's just a mood today. Good news about having a heart condition is I found out that red wine is helpful. So I can and y'all can't. So Anyway, while I cook. And the background music is just because the person that I think that would have been the most helpful during all of this, my favorite person in the world, my grandmother. So this is a collection of songs that has to do with how I feel about her leaving. Basically, I have lots of questions. She was the person that I could sit there while she was on the couch. I would sit on the floor in front of her Indian style and ask questions, and I was an inquisitive kid. So I asked a lot of stuff, and a lot of other adults were like, listen, no, go find something to do. That, by the way, also helped to make it very, very likely, and I had no other choice but to kind of like be kind of bossy and controlling with my friends because I knew more than they did because I would ask adult stuff. I was always the kid that was like, well, what is this? Why does that happen? Why? And for most kids in child development, we learn that has been squelched by the adults in their life by age 3. Not me. I've always been stubborn. So, this is just random thoughts today. And so my thing that I've noticed, these are all thoughts about what I missed that she's not here that I can't ask her about. So the thing I think about with all of this is that she kind of was like the only person that, so like my grandmother, her and her sister, back in that generation, they were born, the 1920s. So they married men of means who had land from their family, who built their house with their friends, that kind of stuff. Is kind of what I look to as a happy time. I know that there were bad things that happened then, right? So I feel like she would have the best answers for me. And she was the only person that when I did good in school or I did something that was positive, she was the one that noticed. Everybody else just kind of was like, oh, well, that's what she does, It became, people got comfortable. It became, expected. And then, with family, they get the tendency to have an attitude when you stop doing it or when you can't, which is kind of part of what I'm going through right now, right? So, and listening to this playlist, first I'm going to tell you it's going to be random. There's some Carter 5 in there, so, and also some Anthony Hamilton. So, I don't know, do with that what you will. It probably would be much more age appropriate if this was about a man, but I'm sorry, it's just not, okay? I love y'all, but I don't have those deep feelings about a specific man. I hadn't been touched like that. So first, cornmeal. And, I get it. I get how it looks. It looks weird. But, I don't know. I ain't dead yet, so we'll see. Yeah, Parmesan cheese. Now this is a new addition. And by the way, I did have a date. Like I've dated a chef before, right? So he tried to make my recipe because he found it cute to try to taste it, and then he was supposedly gonna know all the ingredients and everything, but he put way too much lemon in it because first of all, it's not that much lemon. It's it's a hint of lemon. It was overpowering. I didn't know whether I had a glass of lemonade or shrimp. Come on now. Stop it. So there's cornmeal, Parmesan cheese, and flour as the batter. And you know what? Another thing that I'm irritated about, This is my favorite thing to eat. You know, apparently I'm allergic to shrimp, right? Like, so all I asked for out of life was that when I go home, is that I get shrimp made for me. No, not me though. No, see, because they get to ask for banana pudding and that slave flour bread. It's literally like it's pancakes, but just out of flour. We got sugar and eggs now, okay? But whatever, I don't get to ask for anything, so I made it myself. This is a victory for me because me being spoiled, I had to figure it out. And I did, so I'm proud of me. Oh, and so this is the batter that I'm putting together. Meanwhile, the shrimp are waiting in the eggs, you know, while I do all this. Don't worry, I got a prescription for that. So there's Lowry's. And I'm charging $29.99 a plate for this. Because it's amazing. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's garlic powder. But I guess it is powerful. There's cayenne pepper. And the parsley is at the end because I used to put it in the batter, but it didn't really stick well and I didn't get the taste and I still had to add some on the end anyway. Yeah. There's paprika. Oh, and lemon pepper. See? Since this is in there, he didn't have to squeeze a whole lemon in my batter. Just stop trying to do stuff. And anyway, the lemon juice part goes at the end. But, he never figured that out. What? Oh, yeah. This is the one thing that, like, when I have boyfriends and they try to cook for me and me being spoiled, I want it to taste the way I want it to taste. Everything else they can figure out, but this is the one thing that they can't figure out. So, what? And of course french fries. And so you know what? One thing about high school, there was like this hamburger stand. It was a mom and pop operation too. And so, like this is family that just decided to run a space in a building, right? And they just decided to cook all day. So yeah, we skipped school and went there too. And so the thing is, their fried batter was Lowry's and lemon pepper. So I've been doing that ever since. And then, oh, that's why, because I was supposed to bake them. Because apparently, if you bake the fries first at like a really high heat, and then you fry them at a lower heat, it makes them fluffy on the inside and crispy on the outside. So just in case, I'm here giving, cooking tips, because I do eat. Okay, just so you know. So anyway, I just been thinking about some of these topics, and to be honest with you, sometimes I miss identifying as a Christian, but days like today just remind me why I don't anymore. I mean, it's how I grew up. I still live by a lot of the tenets, and my problem with it is that it says you're supposed to forgive, yeah, And then even like in secular life, you forgive for yourself so that you don't walk around carrying all that hate like a backpack, you know. But it didn't say be a fool. Hugging this chick, I'm sorry. I would never be able to pretend that I'm just that enlightened or that player right then to be able to hug her in court talking about some I forgive you. I mean, I can forgive you at home, but you don't have to know that I've forgiven you. That is not for you. When you die and you get up there, God will tell you that I forgave you because he'll let you in. Otherwise, or either maybe I'll just wait till my deathbed. And in that way, you got to just kind of like stir around in the purgatory until I finally die because you took somebody away from me. I'm having a hard time dealing with people who died in my family that I loved and was close to that died of natural causes and old age or stuff that was normal or illness or something. And you going to shoot somebody in my family? No. I think every Thanksgiving, your thankful need to be the first thing is I'm glad she didn't shoot me. That's going to be what you say at the table every year until I finally die. That's where I would be at it. It said I had to forgive, but it didn't say when, and it didn't say what it's supposed to look like. My forgiveness will be me. You don't have to know that. I don't have to tell you everything. You didn't tell me you was getting ready to shoot my loved one. Then also earlier today, like, so this conversation, I really feel like it hurts to watch adult black people argue. It hurts for me to watch any arguments, and the reason is because it gets in the way of what we're supposed to be doing. I don't think that I should have to listen to both of these things can't happen in the same lifetime. Every day I wake up, I got to listen to how horrible our place is in society as black people, and then also listen to y'all argue about the same thing. Y'all are saying the same thing, but you need it said in your sentence. So we can't do anything until we find out whose sentence we're going to roll by, because that's who's going to want the credit. And it's interesting how I watch one person berate somebody for needing credit, and then the next time they also now need to be first and need the credit. That's interesting. I'm not, I mean, we all do it. We all do. Which is why I think we need to be softer on one another. I'm not telling, like, it's natural to want to be recognized, because you know why? What does it do when you're recognized for something? It places you on the side of that argument. I get a lot of flack in life because people feel like I don't take enough hard stances. Well, I don't. I don't have all these hard stances because I feel like it's a waste of energy and time if I'm going to have to then recant it. So I want to wait until I get all the information first before I make a decision. And I'm not going to let y'all push me into one. So in terms of what we're going to do in society, I do feel like, yeah, things are going to get automated very soon. But guess what? This is not the first thing that we went through as black people. I mean, like, the most glaring example, Industrial Revolution. Because guess what? Then they don't need you as slaves. And there was a whole war in which there were black people that said, no, let's still be slaves. And a whole other side of black people that was like, no, we want our freedom. And I'm not, like, I don't need to conjure up my ancestors or to ask anybody, because the general tone of the relationship between the races back then was they didn't tell you everything. Just get out here and pick up this gun because we the ones that's taking care of you and trust us. They didn't share information with y'all, so just know, all right? We didn't know. Y'all just picked the side that you were already on and fought for it. The North won, which explains their attitude about people down here in the South, and they're right, because the people that stay here, anybody that has family roots in the South, you have family roots of people who didn't escape, who didn't try. And there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Could be because they're my relatives and my ancestors specifically. But the biggest reason is because neither side knew for real. Y'all in the North got lucky. So I'm tired of the little comments about, how horrible it is and how we weren't prepared. Because let me tell you something. If y'all don't live in hurricane regions, you have no idea what that's like. Everybody on the entire Gulf Coast is watching that, and you don't know where it's going to go. They're giving you a prediction, but there have been some years where their predictions were correct and some years where their predictions were blown off course because of some unforeseen event. That's why you have a lot of religious people down here, because I describe religion as God is the unexplainable good and the devil is the unexplainable bad. Oh, guess the devil won. Or either, yay, a victory for the Lord. You know, that's all we know, because we don't have the science or whatever. We're not that far along. Later generations are going to be able to explain it like we can explain stuff that happened in the Dark Ages. Do you realize, do y'all know that, like, there's a period of time where they used to tell women that hysteria was about a uterus roaming around your body? Now, that doesn't sound retarded. And which culture did that come from? Women in the Salem witch trials, they probably just kind of picked up on a pattern of something and told a man, or either some man wanted something out of her, got a no, and there was no camera or photos or anything. You know how long it takes for like a sketch artist to draw what happened because they've witnessed it? And that's if they show up. Cameras were invented for that reason, in my opinion. So that's how I view history. So anyway, the point for all of that is that the people that escaped and went to the north, or either they happened to be in the north, these are the people that got a taste of freedom. And then the Industrial Revolution, because let's be real, it had nothing to do with, oh, we think slavery is wrong, and everything to do with it's getting more expensive to feed you niggas and house y'all. At least back then it made sense, but somebody went around the corner and sneakily invented like machines because they was running out of money. You know what I think? Comedy. I think that was a person that had lost all their slaves in like a bad dice game or something, and so then they ended up having like no money. So they was like, okay, I'm gonna fix y'all. Since I can't get my slaves back, I'm gonna just make sure that they are no longer necessary. And then they started sitting around, and I wonder what their family was like. You know what? This is taking too much time. You need a job now. How we gonna eat? And he was like, hold on, Mary. I'm gonna put these robots together, and then nobody gonna need slaves. And then we got our freedom. So, with that being said, I think that's what we're getting ready to go into now. I mean, like, y'all know that they got like a taste for paying fewer people. And my issue with that is automation is not scary. It's not bad. Because, you know, imagine a world in which robots do everything for us and we don't. We don't give them artificial intelligence. Y'all can't even figure out a way to make a movie where that ends well. So just know, okay? We're going to somebody can get up off the hammock and out of the pool or the hot springs or whatever and push a button. You know, like I think going too far. The greed with laziness is why the robots take over, because they get tired. So anyway, oh yeah, the fries. Speaking of, you know, like, these are just out of the bag, right? But I want a ravioli machine because I want to make my own ravioli with different ingredients on the inside of it. I got some ideas. But I hear it's not very cost effective. Whatever. We'll see. Right? So anyway, I think that if we have robots controlling everything, everybody can just chill, and then it doesn't matter if anybody's handicapped and can't do physical labor, because then your brain is going to matter. And we just have to watch out for people that have a complex about, like, we just got to make sure that the smart people with the brains don't get greedy, don't need a reason for revenge. So be nice, right? These generations, let's be nice so that they don't try to take over the world like Pinky and the Brain. I feel like all of this that y'all are talking about is avoidable. And so that's why I'm not on board with the whole disaster talk. We're not going to die. The world's not going to blow up unless we do something, or either somebody gets an idea to say, you know what, I'm tired of y'all. I'm just ready to go out. So what's so wrong if we finally get, like, what if maybe the world doesn't have to be destroyed? What if the other answer that we could figure out is being humble? Because, if you get to the point where y'all like, yes, ha ha ha, we beat nature. Yeah, if there is a God for real, he's going to blow it up like, see, but you forgot though. You forgot that I run this. So just don't anger him, right? And then, just be humble, and then we all get to just live in paradise. What if that's the answer? What if we don't have to die? What if the world doesn't have to blow up like y'all are trying to make people think in order for us to get there? We create the robots, they do all of the work, and now we're still at the top of the food chain. That is, if y'all stop trying to become animals. Because, let's be real. Y'all are not animals. Otherwise, we wouldn't have, indoor plumbing and housing and electricity and stuff. So y'all ain't savage. Because you sit around and think about stuff like robots and electrons and atoms and space. So chill out. Besides, I really feel like he's going to destroy the spaceship. Y'all try to go to Mars because you done messed up Earth. Like, y'all done already messed up one planet. I'm not going to let you get this whole Milky Way. All right, now sit down somewhere. Fix the one you got. Nobody told y'all to do all of that. Did you really need electricity? Y'all should have just said that. Because the answer to all of this, if you are in fact religious, is you shouldn't have bit the fruit. Okay? Stop trying to get around that as the answer. Because that's what I feel like this is. But okay. Anyway, so I miss identifying as a Christian, but I don't anymore because, y'all acting up. And I personally don't want to be part of it. Besides, I can't say I'm a Christian and I, don't fit into all of the perfect stuff that I'm supposed to be in order for somebody to listen to me. Because, can't listen to you. Why should I listen to you? Your life isn't perfect. Well, because maybe at least I know why. And which, by the way, I know it sounds like an excuse, but it literally wasn't my choice or my fault. So whatever. Anyway, I handle it. Did I put it? Yeah, I heard it. Okay. All right. No, at the end. Alright. As I got older, I'm looking forward to winter because it's hot. It's October. Really? Anyway. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. No more disaster talk, right? And I disagree. I feel like it's greed. Because you know what you could do once all the robots are doing all of the work? You could just give the people the food. It doesn't have to be welfare. Because listen, like y'all said, we in debt to China. The dollar doesn't mean anything to anybody outside of here. But we don't actually need a dollar as we're here in our country borders. It's the same thing that y'all are protecting, right? I do. I respect military members. I do. And I sometimes wonder if I could have made it. Like, I took the ASVAB and I made a 90. I don't know what it means because I don't know, like, their criteria. They were kind of excited about it. I never looked it up. It doesn't matter. Apparently, I would have made it in, right? And then with me, when I first took it, I had a bachelor's already, so I could have went in as an officer, I'm told. The thing that kept me out was medical. So I understand it, and y'all already get enough benefits. You know what I don't like? I don't like the attitude that comes from some service members. You wouldn't have nothing to protect if you come back here and we're supposed to just give you our entire soul, because that's what they kind of ask for. I respect the fact that y'all come back, but only the ones that are okay first. I think that the government promised y'all a lot of stuff for going, and you need to come back and you need to make them give it to you. Because I don't have any money. I didn't promise y'all anything. But I am grateful and appreciative. That's all I got. That's all I got. I can't give you nothing else because I didn't set all of that up. I am one person that goes to work or either does work from home and lives a life. If you want to just berate all the civilians, there's nothing you're protecting. Do you see any huge army presence or any military presence surrounding Somalia? No, because nobody's trying to get in there. Everybody's starving, and that's real hunger. When you haven't eaten for weeks. If y'all complain about you may miss a meal here and there, it's way different than people in our motherland. So miss me with all of that. Americans are spoiled, even the black ones, because we still don't have it as bad as blacks in other countries. Have you ever talked to like what's the black Asians? Is it Mongolian? Filipino, or is it Thailand? Anyway, they have their own colorist system of the ones that aren't as amazing of Asians. They don't care. Like, they will talk down to you. Afro Latina, they put Afro in front of it because if they had a chance to just be Latina or Latino, they wouldn't talk to us. But we accept everything. So blacks in other cultures have it way worse. Black Americans, Afro Americans, I'm sorry, but we don't have it as bad. You know, there's a couple countries. I mean, I hear like France is pretty nice to us. I don't know. I haven't been there. But, you know, I really do think, I mean, I can say I'm spoiled on top of what y'all are. But we all are compared to what else is going on in the world. And I really feel like all of this arguing, not only the fact that we are spoiled means that we think we have time to argue, and we don't. If y'all really believe all of that, the reason why I don't believe people that want to teach doomsday stuff is because if you really felt like we were doomed, you wouldn't be sitting around arguing. You would have conceded already. Because you wouldn't think that we had time to. Oh yes, I got the large shrimp too. Make about a good 8 of them. And different utensils. So if there's no cross-contamination, and I don't accidentally give myself E. coli poisoning. So that's why. As much as I can respect... Oh, wait. Yep. There you go. Oh, because, yeah. Oh, never mind. Anyway. As much as I can respect other points of view today, no, I disagree. And so, what I think is that we need to pick one, like always. Either we're operating in the sense that we believe the end is nigh and we need NIGH, by the way. If we really believe that, then we need to pick one. And what's so wrong with us being first? Nobody else has to go through this stuff that we do because we are the crash dummies. Everybody else gets like, you know, understanding and whatnot. We don't. So we can't compare ourselves to those cultures. We can take certain things from them, but we're not gonna be on par because they so busy messing with us that they're not messing with the other cultures. And other cultures know this because I tell y'all I talk to almost anybody, right? They know it. And they tell me, oh well yeah, but you're different, you're an exception. I don't ask for that. They just say it. Probably. Because I'm not a person that feels like if I'm down and out that's the time to be okay and to give up. I feel like that means that we need to start, And by the way, don't worry about it being secret or being on social media. Everything's on social media. So are they. So we get to eavesdrop on what they're doing and they're not preparing for anything. Second, if it wasn't on social media, somebody would just infiltrate. So, and then that would be even worse. So let them spy with the things that we say in secret. But if you're smart, you would know what's not being said and what logically comes next. And if you're not, ask somebody close to you to explain it to you, okay? So anyway, in conclusion, my food is going to be ready soon. So, nice talking with y'all. Another random conversation with me today. So, yeah, that's what it's like being around me. And I will say, with me, I don't really think there's an in-between. You either love me or you hate me. And there are some people who are, distant. But I am loud and I'm not sorry. I talk a lot and I'm not sorry. So, with that being said, I guess I will do a whole lot of talking to y'all later. And I'm going to post a picture of what this looks like at the end on my Instagram. Because it is amazing and I have to share it. I'm proud of me today. Bye.